And we're back. I have absolutely no idea why that did not work as intended. I hope everyone is seeing the game capture correctly. Really quick, I might boot up Twitch from my perspective and just make sure that you can see the whole game. Okay, you can. There we go. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everyone. This is my third time ever streaming on anything, and so I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. Let's see. Let's jump right in. Okay. Just want to return the rotting mask. And pressing this window. Doesn't look super comfortable. Masks are over here. The seal on the door in the museum has been broken. It's open. Let's see. Got a lot of things to explore in here. This bookshelf is well stocked. The abyss of memory, synesthesia of the body, music in the brain, melodic healing, a reality. Portraits of memory, or the origin of the soul. This theme here. An array of masks portraying a range of expressions, each with a nameplate. They must be the names of the people who made them. Alright, if we head over here.
次は私たちの番だから。神隠しにあった5人が順番に。やめてよ。ここにきっと何かあるはず。
Alright, phase 2, resonance. This is the camera I brought with me. What's it doing lying on the ground? This is mine too. The book with notes about the camera. I entrust this prototype camera obscura to the descendants of the Aso family as proof of the validity of my research. It was with this camera obscura that I first successfully captured a powerful spiritual force on film. It proved that my theories were correct, and it represents the first step I took on my unprecedented journey. I have yet to put this to the test, but it should also be theoretically possible to capture the forms of the deceased on film. However, the camera obscura has a strong effect on priests, mediums, and others who are able to sense the inconceivable. Hence, I forbid its indiscriminate use.
私の家にあった過去を映すカメラ。これでなくした記憶の手がかりがつかめるはず。まどかはどこ？
I can hear a noise coming from somewhere. That's Madoka's voice. It's a nurse call from room 203. Maybe Madoka is there. Looks like I have to enter a combination. Alright, something that I noticed that I find really interesting after playing through this game a few times is that in the first cutscene with Madoka and Misaki is in front of Madoka, it's from her perspective, and she almost looks bigger than Madoka, showing that, like, Madoka was kind of afraid and maybe had some feelings that Misaki was better than her. Let's see, what are these? And then in that other cutscene, they looked more like they were equals. Oh, oops. That's the last thing I wanted to do. At least we got something out of it. Alright. Spirit stone. I can examine instead of opening the door. Room 203, Sacred Moon. Tsukimori Madoka. An introverted child, Madoka seems to be being bullied by other children her age. If you come across as any children bothering her, please discipline them. Shadow Moon, Aiba Iori. Due to the recent death of Tomoko Hinuma, patients were moved out of the old building, but Iori locked her door and wouldn't come out. She broke off the doorknob, so staff wishing to enter her room will need to apply force to the door. Room 205, Rainy Moon, Sonohara Yoriko. Shows no reaction to mirrors, so she doesn't appear to have butted, but her conjunction with the worsening of her memory loss, Yoriko's mood and behavior are extremely unstable. She requires careful observation. Room 206, Wizen Moon, Amaki Kazuto. His kleptomania is getting worse, and he does not respond to warnings. Please report any thefts on discovery. He gets angry when the items are taken, to be returned to their owners, so please try to take them without him noticing. Orchid Man, Ayaka, no last name. Intensely aggressive personality, has a propensity to take pleasure in hurting others, displaying no signs of guilt. Causes problems with cruel pranks. I myself have had my ear cut by Ayako. Extreme caution required. Nurse's logbook. The children have been playing tricks again, opening and closing the door to the second floor ward. I change the door code regularly, but they seem to find out the new code every time I do. Apparently the code game is their new favorite way to play. They write the code for the door somewhere and give each other clues about where to find it. I scolded them quite severely about this, and some tears were shed, but the director has told us to be vigilant about the door. The patients might wander the building if that door is left open, so please warn the children about playing with the door. If you see numbers written anywhere, be sure to clean them off. We don't want a repeat of last time. Patient records. Anything else? Anything else? Alright. Time to follow that ghost man. What's up? Interesting. Girls running under stickers. Let's save real quick. Apologies, I am a bit of an eager saver. Infirmary staff. A new patient will be admitted to the second floor. Her name is Ayako, and she will be in room 207, Orchid Man. Ayako will be admitted on the direct introduction of Director Haibara, so we must do everything we can to ensure that her stay is as pleasant as possible. All staff are urged to take the utmost care when dealing with her. Alright, nothing else. Just that. Sounds. New items. Let's see if there's a code in here. Or anything new. Oh, you know what? Bet we go through the dining room. No, you know. That was dumb. I had a dumb moment. It's under the stairs. I got distracted by all the shinies in this room. Alright, let's head over here. Where is it? No? Spirit stones are pretty cool. They're not what I want. Child's drawing. A picture of a clock? I think I've seen this before. Okay. Now I remember. The old-fashioned clock shows the phases of the moon out space. There are scratch marks near its feet where something has been erased. A strong presence. Over here, the shiny shiny. Nurse seeking help. I bet you are. Got something on your mouth there. Let's see. Nothing. Also, if you hear anyone speaking in the background, that is my spouse. They are playing some D&D. The door to the second floor ward corridor has been opened. 2. No, it's not photos. If we go to Ghost List.
Oh, hang on.
There's a place on the list for Fuyuko by herself, and then there's a place for her blossoming.
I had given a few elixirs to people that last like 10 minutes. Okay. Everybody has, I'm going to give everybody resilience elixirs, so...
musicy. Over here we got our first revenant. Woman hanging herself. Female patient suicide note. A moldy old letter lies in the gap where the door was removed. The fact that you are reading this means that I am no longer in this world. I am the last living member of my family. My mother died giving birth to me, and fate sought to take both my father and brother with fatal accidents. The memory of my family and the guilt of being the only one left alive was what was keeping me going. Now this sickness is taking even those small comforts away from me. My memory is the only place where my family still lives, yet there is nothing I can do to stop this thing from getting inside me and killing them all over again. I can't stand it any longer. I remain alive as the people inside me are killed, and the most frightening thing of all is the thought that before long I won't even be aware of what's happening to me. I lose everything, yet I feel nothing. My family faces death after death, yet I feel nothing. That is why I am choosing to leave this world, while I have what little memory remains inside me, while I am still me.
You have
Broken door obstructs the line.
reckless attacks. You can give yourself fix it.
An old cabinet. It's been used to store medical gowns. Let's see. Check this door. Is that Madoka's voice? It's locked. It's this way. This way. don't think it's worth it to buy healing items right now. They need me to go back to the room with books anyways. So that's that secret room.
Oh, these are, oh, okay. So this is a tent.
It's not very nice. Girl standing on the stairs.
And this is a tent. Awesome, perfect. Okay, so from here, I am going to have, we're going to just stop right here. I'm going to have,
Sealed by 3 healing items and some more type 14. I'll buy one more. Why not? Oh, there's So for those of you who have played this game before, who is, or if you just want to go off of aesthetics, who's your favorite protagonist to play as? Right now we've got Bisaki. You can count Madoka, I would say. Ruka, and maybe one more surprise person. I think I like Misaki the most.
Like if I'm gonna cast a spell or
What did I spot? Heard the zoom noise. Which means I found something. Huh. Maybe went a little too hard. I didn't get him to blossom, but that's okay. Secret room key, key with Madoka's room, Madoka's room.
I guess they're gonna dash and they're gonna just fly like in this
Blossom too.
and then hang out there. They're gonna be carrying
Woman standing by masks.
to eventually get out to my other party members.
Interesting to have her say that to Misaki.
And then I guess I'll have Odie move.
Ooh, a mask piece. And Professor Osco's mask inquiries. A Kagura festival is held on this island on the day of the lunar eclipse. On that day, they say that all living souls tend toward the underworld, and that the souls of the dead return from there. Since the moon symbolizes the soul there, the eclipse must be thought of as a consumption of the soul. I've read that the Rogetsu Kagura used to be performed using a mask called the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. The document I read was very old and fragmented, but I ascertained from it that this black mask, is said to have been brought to the island. Wow, I can't read. I'm so sorry, friends. Was said to have brought to the island a disaster known as the Day of Tranquility. I asked the head of the island about this, but he told me with a fearful look on his face that no such thing ever existed. Always a good sign. It seems this Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is something of a taboo subject here. From what I have discovered, the mask is a dangerous artifact, but still, I wish I could have had the chance to take a look at it with my own eyes. It could have been a great help in my investigations into the spirit world. There we go, redeemed myself for the last couple pages. Souls masks, death masks and folklore. head on back to Madoka's room. I'll heal up because I can. And I will buy 1 or 2 more healing items on foot because I can. Collapsed girl. It's a 2 for 1. Girl looking down from stairs. I saw that happen before. Here, a long time ago. Couple more things to film.
This orange dot is just my other flag.
Very cool and fun. Alright, she's pretty easy to take down, type 7.
No, it's just not your movement.
Oh, great. This is my favorite thing to find in abandoned locations. A bunch of creepy ghost girl drawings. Madoka's diary. August 9th. At nighttime, I know it's time for bed, but I get scared and I can't sleep. I get scared because when it gets dark, I can see my face in the window. When I see my face in the window, it's all wrong. My eyes are wobbly, my nose is bendy, my mouth is twisty. Inside my head gets all twisty too. I want to forget about Ayako and all the bad things, but instead the good parts go away. So I hope tonight I can sleep well. Ooh, type 61. That's exciting. Letter to Madoka. My darling Madoka, how are you? Did you choose a name for your new pet canary? He's going to be a lovely little friend to you. I'm sorry I can't visit you more often. Even when I'm not there, Madoka? You know I'm always thinking of you. I'll bring you some crayons next time I visit, okay? I know how much you enjoy drawing, so I'm sure you'll like them. The doctors say that doing the things you like is good for you. It helps you fight your sickness and get better, so make sure you draw lots of pictures. I know it's scary when you can't remember things you want to remember. Don't forget, Madoka, you're at Tsukimori. You know what Tsuki means, right? You know that Tsuki in our name means moon, don't you? That means the moon protects us and keeps us safe. So don't worry, Madoka. Do what Dr. Hebara says. Behave yourself and be a good girl. I'll visit again very soon. Mommy. It's really interesting how this game actually uses potentially metaphors for like PTSD and how different forms of music or expressive arts therapy can help. That's just my take on it anyways. What is blue? Pictures on the wall, they look like polygons on this one child. Okay. What was that? Was that Paint Man? Or was that the ghost of Madoka? She got real messed up in Ghost Mode if that's the case.
Then 5.
Madoka sitting on bed.
It's basically like you're moving 7.5 feet instead of 5 feet to go down a diagonal.
Redstones.
You can move 60 feet, yeah.
Rough. We have nothing to say about our friend's decision. Second floor nurse's log. July 19th. One item to report today. As before, the issues with Ayako in room 207. At around 3 p.m., I heard Madoka crying, so I rushed to her room to check on her. When I got there, I found that her pet canary's head had been snipped off with a pair of scissors. Jesus Christ. Ayako was standing there with a pair of blood-stained scissors in her hands. There is no question that she was responsible for killing the bird. I told her off as usual, but she just laughed at me. I got no sense that she had any appreciation of what she did was wrong. It's one thing to say that she can't tell right from wrong, but Ayako's behavior is just too much. I worry about her negative influence on Madoka and the other children, but in accordance with the director's wishes, we are unable to take any effective measures against Ayako's transgressions. I wouldn't say I'd be worried about her influence so much as, ooh, that's a creepy one.
Oh,
It's
God.
the lighthouse. Interesting.
Oh, my guys.
I wonder if Madoka's related to the artist, because this looks like something we see later in the game that we will get to. So does this, for that matter.
19. Almost.
Girl peeping at Misaki. That's a little creepy. Just because you're a child doesn't mean you're allowed to do
Yes,
that.
they don't. If it did 21 damage, it would have done.
Nurse being called by Ayako. Oh, we get to go to Ayako's room.
I saw it at 19 AC. It didn't help at all. It really
Obviously not in real life, but in video games, there are some children who deserve to be punted like a football, and Ayako is one of them. And this is why. This and obviously the physical trauma.
忘れたの？一緒にいるよ。私がいれば大丈夫。ずっと一緒にいようね。大丈夫だから。ルカがあの島に行ってしまいました。
あの島に？
無理を承知でお願いします。ルカを助けてください。
灰原。
And it's Shoshiro. It's a fun addition. This is my notepad. What's it doing in here? Shoshiro's notebook. Missing girls found alive. Clipping from a newspaper article. The 5 girls who went missing 2 weeks ago were found alive at around 11 p.m. last night. The names of the girls are as follows. All are 7 years old. Aso Misaki, Nanamura Tomoe, Shinomiya Marie, Tsukimori Madoka, Yomotsuki Ruka. The girls vanished during an accident-stricken Rogetsu Kagura, leaving some to say they were spirited away. They were found in a cavern beneath Haibara Infirmary by Senior Officer Toshiro Kirishima of Amanora Police Deputy Criminal Affairs Division, who confirmed their identities. The police are focusing their investigative inquiries on the staff of Haibara Infirmary. Wonderful, we've got a tape recorder. The Lost Day. Phase 3.
あの時神隠しにあったルカたちをこの病院の地下で見つけた。それで全てが終わったと思っていた。だがあの時の5人のうち2人が死んだ。事件は終わっていないのか。
Kagura kidnapping summary. Really quick, we might as well take a look at our records. See, we've got some information on Yo Haibara. He's a doctor. Wanted under suspicion of causing the deaths of 3 patients while performing highly unethical surgical procedures, most likely on the island the day of Kagura. His father Shigetsu is head of the island and director of Haibara Infirmary, very influential in the area. Substantial financial support for his son. Almost certainly. We've got Shigeto, he's 53, he's a doctor and the director of the Haibara Infirmary and Rogetsu Hall. He runs Rogetsu Hall Sanatorium and Haibara Infirmary. As head of the island, also in charge of local politics and ceremonies, very influential person, provides support for his son Yo's activities, both financially and otherwise, maybe helping him stay hidden. The missing girls were found in a cavern underneath the infirmary, but Shigeto denied involvement. One of the men working on the underground expansion of the infirmary left a note confessing to the abductions before committing suicide. The case seemed to be closed. Alright, we've got some info on Ruka. She's 17. She went missing on the night of the Rogetsu Kagura, later found in a cave underneath the infirmary. She wasn't found in time to prevent severe confusion and amnesia, which she still suffers from. Ruka is following her friends to Rugetsu Isle. Her mother, Sayaka, asked me to find her and bring her back safely. And Sayaka. My current client asked me to find her daughter Ruka and bring her back safely. Her sickness has abated, but she's still bedridden. I've known her since the kidnappings 10 years ago, when I found Ruka. She hasn't changed a bit since then. So I guess that last, living survivor who died after being sick couldn't be her. Kagura kidnappings, it's in which 5 girls were abducted on the night of the Rogetsu Kagura ritual dance. All exits from the Temple of the Lunar Eclipse, where the ritual was being held, were sealed, but the girls were nowhere to be found. Similar incidents occurred on past Kagura nights. But all I could get from the locals was fearful superstition. They say the girls were spirited away, or the moon took them. An anonymous tip-off led me to the cave underneath the infirmary, where I found the missing girls. And then we got some info on Rogetsu Isle, the infirmary, and Moonlight Syndrome. The main island of the Rogetsu Islands has historically had little contact with the mainland, so its unique local culture has remained intact. It came to prominence when the Rogetsu Hall Sanatorium was built, and when the Rogetsu Kagura was made into a tourist attraction. Haibara Infirmary is a medical facility run by Shigeto Haibara, father of Ryo Haibara, the only hospital on Rogetsu Isle. Most of the patients suffer from Moonlight Syndrome, a condition unique to the Rogetsu Islands. And Moonlight Syndrome, a condition unique to the Rogetsu Islands. Symptoms include amnesia, nighttime wandering, and bizarre behavior. Known throughout the history of the islands as moonlust and night walking, as sufferers appear to be attracted to moonlight. In advanced stages of progression, patients can go into cardiopulmonary arrest, seemingly brought on by complete mental collapse. Oh my gosh. In many cases, patients with severe Moonlight Syndrome commit suicide. So for those who are familiar with the Fatal Frame lore, there tends to be some sort of bad thing happening in the area, to avoid spoilers. Locals, years ago, found a way to deal with it. And then that's how these rituals get performed, like the strangling ritual in the first one, and the twin ceremony in the second one. In this case, it seems to be the Kagura, maybe. What are your thoughts on how blooming and blossoming and how it affects people play into this? Because previously, when things go wrong, in the first couple of games, it just kind of killed people. And then the third game, it does something very specific involving tattoos and nightmares, and that's how it gets you. The blossoming and blooming has always confused me a bit about how it works in relation to the bad thing in the area and why the Kagura exists. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Alright, I don't think we've heard any tapes yet. So let's go ahead and start with the one that we found way back in the kleptomaniac boys' room.
テープ回りました。どうですか、気分の方は。わかりません。気がつくと廊下にいて、月が見えて、月を見ると少し落ち着くんです。いつからですか。前の祭りの後からです。祭りが終わってもまだあの感覚が続いているような。それはどういう。どんどん自分が溶けてなくなって何か忘れてはならないことがあったのに、何かを忘れたことも思い出せなくなっているような気がするんです。そうか。まずこの薬を。安心してください。必ず解放に向かいます。あの音楽は何です。あの音楽を聴くたびにまたやめてください。やめて。わかりました。あなたには特別な治療をしましょう。院長、院長、連れて行け。あ、はい。 16日老月島到着。灰原が手配されてから2ヶ月が経った。依然行方は分かってない。明日行われる老月神楽はこの島出身の者にとって特別な意味を持つ祭りだという情報にかけてみる。灰原がこの島に渡ったという証言はまだ取れず、本部は動かない。東京での捜索を進めている。しかし灰原はこの島にいるような気がする。これは俺の勘だが、冷酷なやつほど窮地に立つと何かにすがりたがるものだ。
Alright, so we are currently playing as an obsessed detective looking for a white whale, which is Yo Haibara.
Lily's on OB.
Can't run.
Radio 8 is just flying in the air right now.
So there's a
they
dog
should
right
be
here
able
that I
to
can't do anything about.
Or they breach, I guess.
Hopefully I can come back.
You're adding +1 from the resistance card.
Spirit Stone flashlight. It's a fun concept. So it's a simpler version of the camera, essentially. Sayaka said they may have already blossomed. What the hell happened to the people on this island? Does it have anything to do with Haibara being here? Something is lying where the ghost disappeared. Oh, we got a camera. And switch upgrade. So now I can use the flashlight like lens. The flashlight's pretty OP, but
Hasn't been touched.
save real quick.
I think we're fine, honestly, yeah. And you're adding the one I gave you from the bonus, right?
Warning, wandering patients. Please take extra care concerning nighttime wanderings of Moonlight Syndrome patients. When in charge of night watch, check the phase of the moon. On nights when the moon is full, ensure all locks and security procedures are in place. On nights when the moon is obscured, increase patrol frequency.
Maybe this one's a bad idea.
Alright, we got some goodies. So the spirit stones are shared amongst all characters. So when I spent those 5 stones to make this more powerful, gosh,
Oh wait,
dang
they're
it,
rolling disadvantage,
I
right?
can't take both the doll.
They're rolling
That takes 5
disadvantage.
potential stones away from the other 2 protagonists. But things like film and herbal medicine aren't shared.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Fuck.
We'll go this way.
Thank God.
And is my camera on? It is.
あの時このエレベーターで地下の隠された場所に降りた。ルカたちを見つけた場所。もし灰原がまだこの島に潜んでいるとしたら。
あなたも病気なの？
There are really no items down here. I've sworn that I heard that I found an item with my flashlight. But I guess not. And we've got our doll friend. I don't find dolls creepy. I do like dolls. I personally find real life dolls creepy, but I think these Suzuki dolls are nice little friends. There we go. Anything else? Anything else? No. Okay. Long-haired girl.
Right, if you're gonna, it's casting a spell, right?
Something under the bed? I guess not. I thought I saw something under. Nothing over there. Is there like a secret doll anywhere that I should know about?